Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the local show, the 2023 First Summer Weekend Edition. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my good friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. The local show features conversations about local businesses. We talk to the business owners, CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. Now we learn how they got into business and why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. You're going to hear all about their successes, challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Get Us Federal Savings and Loan. We say a hearty, healthy summer morning to Steve Roberts. How are you?
Bass season's open, Tom.
Is it? Are you sure?
Yes.
You're sure?
Actually,
when is it?
It was open last weekend. I didn't know it.
Oh, okay.
I caught Billy and I threw him back thinking, I can't keep you. Yeah, I caught a nice, can you brag about a sunfish? That's probably not that. I caught a sun.
You can.
I caught a big
the one that got away.
sunfish. Yeah. I caught a nice perch, a nice bass, and then a bunch of smelly, slimy pickerel. I don't know. I'm not a pickerel.
A sunfish is the cousin to the perch, you know.
I thought, did
It's
you know
either
the
a brother or a
walleye
sister.
pike is actually a perch?
Is actually a perch, yes.
Because they taste
Which
great.
is barbaric when you think that you use little perch minnows to catch.
Correct. They eat their own. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But no, we caught some fish. We go out and we drift. We're not, as you know, we're not serious.
Yes, you drift
anything.
because your boat hardly works. Yes, I understand.
It works better when it's on. It runs fine. Wide open and everything. It's just when you go slow. Remember the old two-stroke motors? Where you
yes,
put
I do.
Clunk, clunk. There's a little of that going on. But
yeah. Your boat is between a 2-cylinder and 6-cylinder.
Yeah, so it's a 3.5 cylinder.
It's a 3.5.
But it's fine. And Tom, unlike your life, it's paid for.
Oh, right. Hey, I like to live on the ragged edge of what do you call that? Debt. Yes, that was a debt.
Bankruptcy. Yeah.
It's always fun. Hey, look, we got a great show for you. Stick around. It's summertime, so enjoy it. Diane Kuppermann is going to be up first. She's the president and CEO of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Matt Major is the owner of and founder of Growth Mode Technologies. Dr. Nicole Anzalone will stop by. She's the owner of Syracuse Hearing Solutions. And then John Tamino, co-founder of In My Father's Kitchen. Charlie Van Patten, owner of Mattress Makers. He'll be by. Jeff Zarnowski, he's the orchardist at Z's Nutty Ridge. I like to call it Nutty Ridge Farm, but it's not really a farm. It's just Z's Nutty Ridge.
Well, it is. They have trees there.
Yeah.
So it's a tree farm.
Yeah. Right. There we go. I knew I was sort of right.
I'm here to help.
Joe Silvani is the general manager of the Rice Box. He'll wrap us up today. So that's all on the local show. Do stick around. Right now, a bright young lady who's been helping people for, how many years has it been that you've been there?
A lot of years. Every one of them the best.
And how do you do that and still maintain yourself to be within the ages of 25 to 35?
Well, I'm pushing the edge of 35
there
now.
You go.
So there you go.
But you've been around for a while. What inspired you to become involved with Make-A-Wish Foundation?
Gosh, I was in the right place at the right time. They were looking for their first paid employee, and I think the job description was warm body to answer phone, and I fit that description, and here we are 31 years later, and I couldn't be more grateful.
31 years.
31 years.
We started when you were 4. That's
12,
amazing.
but
okay.
thank you.
Back in the 90s, we used to do Christmas parties for them.
Okay.
With the DJ company,
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's how far back I know Diane here.
Yeah.
So, Diane, how do you, and I mean, this is a big question for me, and it was tough back then when I was doing those Christmas parties. My kids were only, they had to be newborns, and 1 or 2 years old.
They loved you then.
Yes, it's when they didn't speak that I got along with them very well. But, just looking at the kids and knowing what everyone's going through at Make-A-Wish, how do you stay upbeat? How do you do this day in and day out and maintain your
Well, first of all,
personality?
we're the happy.
Yeah.
We're the happy and we're the hope in a really difficult time in these kids' lives. And that would be number one. And I think number two is just living with a grateful heart every day with between what we see our kids go through and how we see this community step up and what they wouldn't do to help us make these wishes come true is just incredible. So that's a pretty powerful combination.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah,
is there any misconceptions? People say, "Oh, I know it," and then it's not true.
The biggest misconception that people have is that we are about terminally ill kids.
Okay.
And that's a tough one to dispel because, of course, if a child is diagnosed with a terminal illness, they would automatically be eligible for Make-A-Wish. But that's not a word that we use in our vernacular because it's not very hopeful.
Right.
And the truth of the matter is, who knows? Who knows when?
It's true,
And
yeah.
we have seen day in and day out the impact of a wish. And I think that's what's really critical to take away from our mission. Certainly, wishes are a great thing to do. They're a nice thing to do. They mean so much to not only the kids, but their families, their
Right,
communities. But at the end of the day, wishes have physiological impact on these kids. And while we don't study that, because that's not what we do, we just simply grant wishes. But the medical community has taken note of the medical responses, the physiological responses that kids have who are either waiting or who have had wishes.
Wow.
And we've seen it anecdotally for years, knowing that the kids come to us at a really critical time in their life. And we've had Wish Kids serve on our board. We've had Wish Kids bring their
Really?
kids
Oh,
back to
that's
our office to show them their star on our Wish Kid honor wall.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
of
that's
course,
pretty
not
cool.
all of our stories have happy endings,
Right,
but
right.
those parents and families will tell us that the impact of the wish at that time in their life was extraordinary.
And I love the passion that you are sharing, and YouTube listeners will see wet eyes a little bit, right? Because we're the first paid employee, but that's not what this is about.
No.
That just happens that you need to eat, and they should pay you,
Or that they needed somebody to help steer the ship with them because we
Right.
were growing at that time.
Right.
It was all volunteer for the first 7 years, but we served 15 counties, and at that point, we were granting wishes to kids that lived beyond our 15 counties in Western New York because there wasn't a chapter there. And our philosophy has always been every eligible child.
Is it true that every wish ends up at Disney?
That is another misconception, and I'm so glad you had that all roads lead to Disney.
I just thought I'd mention that. I don't know.
It's funny because that happiest place on earth is still a very popular wish, and we were so happy this past year to reopen up domestic travel after COVID because so many kids wanted to go to Disney World across the country, across 58 chapters. There were more than 5,000 kids waiting to go to Disney.
Wow.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
the impact. That's the impact, right? But we do so many other things. You're talking about fishing. We're so excited because we are doing a fishing boat for a kiddo right now who's in the pipeline. He wants a John boat, and he wants to go fishing. So maybe we should hook him up with you.
No, you want them to catch fish.
Yes, but I know people.
You know people.
No, in all seriousness.
Yes.
And people, this is how things happen, right?
It's exactly how things happen.
So, briefly, how can people get involved? How can people support the cause?
Well, gosh, we have needs every single day of the year, and we are in the fourth quarter of our year right now. We are on track to grant the most number of wishes we have ever granted, 21 wishes short of our 92 wish goal. So we are working hard this last quarter to make sure those 21 wishes and the funding comes in to make those happen. But really, every dollar that's donated to us in an in-kind way, this fishing boat, we have had some people very generously step up, and this wish will probably not cost us anything, to be truthful.
But it does. I mean, your time and your equity.
That
it
you
wouldn't
can't
have happened
compare.
without you. So people can get involved at cnywish.org. Is that right?
That's right.
CNY. I'm guessing that's for Central New York.
How did you
I'm
You're
just guessing.
absolutely right.
I pick up on these things. CNYwish.org, Tom.
All right. Diane.
.wish.org.
CNYwish.org. Did I say that wrong?
CNY. Oh, yes, they changed it. CNY.wish.org. Yeah. Either way. Yes.
So-
Either way we get there.
Either way you get there.
Thank you.
All right. Diane Kuppermann right there, President and CEO of Make-A-Wish Foundation. You have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thank you. You too.
All right. Matt Mazur's coming up next, founder of Growth Mode Technologies. We'll have an interesting tech conversation on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.